Good afternoon from the KUOW newsroom. This is Seattle Now. I'm Paige Browning with a roundup of today's top stories. It's Monday, August 18th. Washington state officials are responding now to a letter from the federal government they got last week demanding they end so-called sanctuary state policies. Scott Greenstone has more.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi demanded Washington take steps to cooperate with Trump's massive deportation campaign. Current Washington law limits local law enforcement from working with federal immigration authorities. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown told KUOW the letter is a scare tactic, but the feds could try and cut federal law enforcement grants.
It's full of bluster. It's full of threats. It's really absurd. And it's really sad, frankly, that we have an administration that is so vindictive and reckless with public safety, because every law enforcement agency in Washington state relies on assistance from the federal government to some degree or another.
The letter was addressed to Governor Bob Ferguson, who posted on Facebook that Washington will not, quote, change our values in the face of threats. Scott Greenstone, KUOW News.
A group of Seattle Democrats is condemning U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell for meeting with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu when he visited Washington, D.C. in July. 37th Legislative District Democrats issued a statement last week accusing Cantwell of failing to work towards peace. They also say she refused to condemn the, quote, Israeli genocide in Gaza. Cantwell's spokesperson explained last month's meeting as a push to increase aid in Gaza, end the conflict, and forge a two-state solution. To our health beat. After months of controversy, a proposed behavioral health crisis center seems close to actually happening in Seattle's First Hill neighborhood. It only needs a majority vote of the King County Council to go forward. Eilish O'Neill has more.
The proposed crisis center at the old Polyclinic building on Broadway would offer urgent care and short residential stays to people having behavioral health crises. It would be one of 5 such centers paid for by a levy approved by King County voters. Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell has granted conditional support to the location, as long as the operator puts in place a good neighbor agreement. That follows concerns by some business owners and nearby residents that the center could bring more drug use and violence to the area. The county says the location would be convenient for patients and for first responders because it's centrally located, and that the vast majority of the emails they've received have expressed support. The county council now has 30 days to approve the purchase, which would then close by the end of December, and the center would open by the end of 2027. Eilish O'Neill, KUOW News.
A positive update today from the Olympic Peninsula's Bear Gulch Fire. It's only grown by approximately 100 acres since Friday. It's now burned more than 8,300 acres. Friday's rain really helped firefighters. The National Park Service says the peninsula got 3 inches of rain. Things will warm up again later this week, though, with highs forecast to top out in the upper 80s by Friday. A not-so-good update from our state ferry system. Washington's newly converted hybrid electric ferry is out of service. The Wenatchee experienced some sort of mechanical problem Friday night as it was docking along the Seattle waterfront. So for now, the Walla Walla ferry is standing in. We don't know how long the Wenatchee will be out of service. The vessel just underwent a nearly 2-year conversion to become the largest hybrid electric ferry in North America. Washington state health officials want to prevent opioid overdose deaths. Now there's a newly updated interactive map to find free naloxone. With the tool, anyone can look up where the closest place is to grab this life-saving medication that reverses opioid overdoses. KNKX reporter Mitch Borden has the story.
The Naloxone Finder is a statewide map that's featured on the Washington State Department of Health website. This online tool was originally developed by the University of Washington's Addiction, Drug, and Alcohol Institute, but as it continued to grow, officials decided the state should take over managing it. Dr. Tao Shin Kwang-get, who's with the state health department, says the map allows users to zoom into wherever they are and choose where to go to get naloxone.
And you can also filter results for the type of programs. Say you're interested in finding a naloxone vending machine, for example. You can select naloxone box or vending machine from the drop-down menu. to see where there are ones near you.
The state is continuing to update the map with new locations where naloxone is given out for free. I'm Mitch Borden reporting.
It was all about Bird this weekend in Seattle, especially at Climate Pledge Arena. The WNBA Seattle Storm revealed an 8-foot bronze statue of legendary basketball player Sue Bird on Sunday. Bird was celebrated by fans, former coaches, and teammates such as Lauren Jackson. And she said the layup pose that's immortalized in the statue has special meaning for her.
My very first points in the WNBA at KUOW Arena as a rookie were on a layup. My very final points in the WNBA were at Climate Pledge on a layup. Not really known for those layups, but it's actually something that means a lot to me. So this feels very full circle.
She's the first player the WNBA has built a statue for. You can see it outside Climate Pledge Arena near the statue of Sonics legend Lenny Wilkens. Finally today, this is as close as we get on this podcast to bodybuilding. An Eatonville, Washington man has set a new U.S. record at the strongest man on earth competition.
Lucas Hatton attempting 490 pounds. He's already broken the American record once tonight.
And Lucas Hatton did it again yesterday when he lifted a nearly 500-pound log over his head and held it.
Big leg drive and a 490 finish. Locked overhead. A third time we've seen an American record go.
30-year-old Hatton is a PLU alum. He first won the America's Strongest Man competition in 2023. Next time on Seattle Now, the enchantments in the Central Cascades are suffering this summer with overcrowding and a lack of forest rangers. And volunteers are stepping in to help.
So they're there to just kind of remind people you're in a wilderness area, you need to haul out your garbage. Sometimes they encounter hikers who don't seem prepared for what's ahead of them. You know, folks going up in flip-flops or not carrying enough or even any food and water. I definitely saw some of that on the trail.
Hear that Tuesday morning. And that's all for today from the KUOW newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers, and I'm Paige Browning. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. See you soon.